The views and opinions expressed on this program do not reflect the company, owners, management, staff, clients, or partners.
It's Wednesday, the 6th day of December. Welcome to Bermuda's Daily Talk Show. It's the Daily Hour brought to you by the BAC Group of Companies, Medical House and Lindos. I'm Jamal Hartman, and Maya Palacio will be with you in a bit to bring you the latest in her news break brought to you by People's Pharmacy. Folks, you've seen only me the last couple of days. Unfortunately, it's cold season. You know, a lot of people a little sick, so we're sending healthy and happy vibes to our TDH team. Here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. Because we do the show virtually, we can't blame one another when someone else gets sick. We can blame significant others and other people we work with, but we can't blame each other. But please send some warm and healthy thoughts to the TDH team. It is cold and flu season. And anyone out there who's got the sniffles and fighting back something, we are wishing you some warm and happy thoughts as we enter into that period. But anyway, greetings everyone, and thanks for making us part of your daily routine. A good one today as we welcome Nikki Fagan on from Skyport, that's Bermuda's LF Wade International Airport. We're going to be discussing some of the great things that are happening down at Bermuda's only airport this holiday season, and it is a lot. I'm actually going to say the airport might probably be one of the #1 destinations in Bermuda. I was quite impressed when I read the amount of things that they're doing. A lot of creativity taking place down there. So we're going to be discussing that. The daily play, we've got some holiday trivia for you, so you know what that means. Since we don't have anyone to answer the question on air with me, someone in the audience will win a prize. All right? That's what that means. And please do not forget to subscribe on our website. Follow us on all of our social media channels to stay up to date with all that we have going on. Help us grow beyond the mic as we do our part to continue to improve our community. All right. So, well, good morning to you, Karen Simmons. She says, good morning, TDH. Happy hump day. And Suzanne Ingham says, awesome Wednesday to you. And thank you for the love, Headline Swan. She's sending love to the TDH team. Folks got a little cold here and there. Thank you. I just want to give a big shout out and thank you to our new member, C. Joanne Brangman, who has become a YouTube member. We really, really appreciate you. Thank you so much for joining us. And folks, you too can become a member. All you have to do is hit the join button below the video on YouTube and become an official member of the TDH YouTube channel. So we appreciate you again. Welcome. And audience, you too, give her a welcome. Give C. Joanne Brangman a warm welcome to the family. All right. So Suzanne Ingham says, Jamel, you sound like Santa reading his letters. That's what he says, like, ho, ho. Is it ha ha or ho ho? It's ho ho ho. Yeah, that's what it is. All righty. So look, let's jump into it. So if you haven't checked this out, folks, something's happened. Well, you know what? Before we do that, I'm going to ask you to do something again. You all have been great the last couple of days. You've been great. What I would like for you to do right now is what you've been doing the last couple of days. Before we get into today's discussion, it costs you nothing. A little muscle in your finger to just hit the like, love, share, retweet buttons wherever you're tuned in from. Just do that one favor right now, wherever you're tuned in from. Just hit that like, love, retweet, repost, and share button. We really do appreciate that. All right. Thank you. Thank you so much, Michelle White, who is also a YouTube channel member. She says already liked and shared. She knows what's up. All right. So here we go. So the One Bermuda Alliance, and I'm going to read from the Royal Gazette. So they had an internal party election, and Ben Smith was elected deputy leader of the party. All right. From the Royal Gazette, basically says the One Bermuda Alliance voted in Ben Smith as its deputy leader at the party's general conference last night. Elizabeth Deacon and Joseph Marble were made joint deputy chairs. Mr. Smith ran against Susan Jackson for the position after it was left open by Jerian Richardson, now the leader of the One Bermuda Alliance. You can read this entire article. And if you're not on Twitter, I tweeted yesterday, and I think it caused a few issues. And what I tweeted, folks, I'm just going to share with you what I tweeted because we're going to be discussing transparency today. I said, I find it very strange that the One Bermuda Alliance never shares their voting results, just the result. It doesn't seem transparent and makes me not want to trust them, to be honest. I tagged Senators Dwayne Robertson and Senator DeCudo, and I said it's the little things like this that don't help. Well, a few responses, and Senator Robinson responded, "Good morning, the voting was very transparent. The count was read out for the membership on the night. We figured those who participated should know and that the wider public should be notified of the results of the vote." I then responded and said, that's the problem. Your answer was extremely political. Why doesn't the party feel the wider public deserves to know? That's not transparent. And I'm sure you know it. It's these things that make it hard for someone to trust the OBA. Why is it a secret if Ben won 10-7? And so another gentleman says, I appreciate you are holding both parties accountable. Let me be clear in saying this. Audience, turn your volume up because I'm going to turn my mic up real quickly. I'm going to turn this mic up as loud as it could go. Hear me out. Like, hear what I'm about to say. I'll get it printed on shirts and I'll wear it cop match. I'll wear it every day in Bermuda until people understand who I am and what I'm about. Anyone that's going to say to me that I'm happy you're keeping both parties accountable, let me say this and make no mistake about it. I am an equal opportunity offender. I also love equally. I have no problem praising those who deserve praise. I have no problem criticizing those who deserve criticism, regardless. What are those protected classes? Of their race, gender, ethnicity, sexual orientation. You get my drift. No political party owns my conscience. It should be normalized for us to hold people accountable regardless of who they are, especially if they're in positions that impact us. Again, that should be normal. No, I've made that clear. Let me turn my mic back down. The question of the morning is, how can transparency improve our community? But before we get into that, do you believe that the One Bermuda Alliance, yes or no, do you believe that they should share the numbers of, one, how many people voted, and how many people voted for each person? Do you think those numbers should be public? Yes or no? Now, last year, almost a year ago, over a year ago, just over a year ago, the Bermuda Progressive Labor Party had an internal leadership challenge. We knew how many people voted, and we knew how many people voted for Premier David Burt and the Honorable Curtis Dickinson. We knew that. Do you think that the One Bermuda Alliance should have shared? Do you believe that they should have shared how many people voted in their internal election? And two, the results of how many people voted for each person. What are your thoughts on that? For me, transparency, as one person replied to my tweet, is what Senator Robinson explained wasn't transparency. It was exclusivity, sharing the results only with those who were present. That's not transparency. Michelle White says yes. The results should have been shared with the public. And go a bit deeper. Why should the results why should the results be shared with the public? I want to know what you think. Suzanne Ingham says absolutely they should have been shared. Absolutely. And Rosalda Severin says yes, it should be standard behavior. It should be standard behavior. You know, it's I think this is why people have become so disenfranchised with politics. We cannot pound the door to want one side to do something while the other side comfortably does the opposite or nothing. We have to ask for transparency. So the question of the morning is, how can transparency improve our community? So, excuse me, if the One Bermuda Alliance actually shared that, right? If they shared that, what would it have done? How does it actually improve our community, our lives? I'm going to use the Curtis Dickinson, David Brett situation from last year, right? It was good to know how the people inside the party voted, because it helps us make decisions. It helps us to say, you know what, Mr. Dickinson, Bermudians believe you're the best person for the job, but the PLP doesn't. That tells us that you probably don't belong in that political party anymore. It's not the party that you thought it was when you joined. It's not the party that you grew up knowing. We're going to take a break. We've got a comment. Take a quick break. Keep answering. We'll be right back after this.
In over 30 years, Mailboxes has brought in millions of packages. That's a lot of packages. We started way back in 1990.
Ship a boombox. Well, okay, sure, we can do that. Check you later.
And ever since, we've evolved with our clients' needs. You want to packages super fast? No problem. We hired an overnight team to work, well, overnight, every night, to sort, unpack, and process shipments. You wanted no sales tax? That's why we moved our warehouse from New Jersey to Delaware. And because no one likes paperwork, we do all that for you. Then, we created Dashboard, a seamless customer portal where you can upload invoices and track your packages. And today, we're evolving once again. To eliminate your wait time and to lower costs even further, we decided to start importing and stocking the most commonly ordered items. That's right, we now provide what you want without the wait. Using our international supply chain, our dedicated staff, and our long-standing relationship with customs, we give you instant access to your favorite items, direct from us, at amazing prices.
Amazing prices.
And we think that's pretty neat. Welcome to a whole new way of shopping. How's that? Is that good? Keeper?
All right, thanks again for holding on. And the question of the morning, how can transparency improve our community? And whether or not we should know. So Colton Fleming says, no, I'm not a member, so I can't make demands. But that's the problem. You're a member of the electorate, the general public. You shouldn't have to be a member of the political party. And knowing also helps, like I just said, you make decisions when that election comes. We learned a lot from how the internal election went on with the PLP based on how many people voted for David versus Curtis Dickinson. We learned a lot. Let's be honest. enough for people to want Mr. Dickinson to go out on his own, right? Michelle White says it would be good to know how their alliances are within the party. If closer to 50-50, then it would mean to me that they are more together than a sway to one person or the other. Yeah. Griselda Severin says, that's what's important. It tells us the temperature, values, and mindsets of the parties and whether and how they align with the public or individual thought. This right here, let me leave this up. This is probably it right here in a nutshell. Last year, the vote between David Burt and Curtis Dickinson really told us how the internal party, how the party, the members in that party align with the public versus the party. It told us a lot. You saw the general public, for the most part, preferred Curtis Dickinson. Internally, the party preferred David Burt by quite a bit. What does that mean? Well, going forward in an election, if the party, if the general public preferred, let's say, Susan Jackson over Ben Smith, right? And they saw that Ben Smith beat her by a large margin, then it may help people make decisions. Saying, okay, well, this party is not aligned with what the general public wants, so maybe I'll vote in a different direction. It could go the other way. Well, this party is aligned with what the general public wants. Ben Smith won by a large margin. This is the party that's best for me, or that I believe is going to align mostly with what's in the best interest of the general public. It helps. So let's get back to the question. How can transparency improve our community? Because for me, I feel like, as I said on my tweet that I read earlier, you lose people when you're not fully transparent. You lose them. And people, the public and a government they can't trust is not a great combination. You lose people. And when you're in opposition with that, I mean, the government has such a great majority, you can't afford to score own goals. You can't. You cannot afford to score own goals. And to me, that's an own goal. Holly Rich says, yes, for transparency. It allows one to see that no shenanigans are going on. Yeah. Corruption, right? Like, how's the general public to know that, one, there were even more than 10 people that voted? That's important to know how many people consider themselves members. That's one. Two, okay, you had an election. We want to know how many ballots were spoiled, how many people abstained, because that will tell you a lot about what they think of their candidates internally, right? We've got to do better, folks. We've got to do better. Michael Daniels says the OBA is rebuilding. Okay, they're rebuilding. So in the rebuilding phase, do we forget about transparency? Tell you what, I feel like if we were talking about football, hopefully everybody knows about football, you know, the real football, not the throw game, right? There's a thing called earned goals, right? And it seems like right now, between the two political parties in Bermuda, the leading goal scorers on each team are defenders who keep scoring earned goals. The OBA cannot afford to score earned goals. The PLP is making it easy for you. Easy for you. All you have to do is defend. But don't score in your own goal. Charles H. Jeffs II says, correction, the PLP delegates didn't align with the public. No, they didn't. They didn't. I hope I didn't say they did, but no, they didn't. We don't know if the delegates were representative of the party. So, no, I get your point now, Charles. You were saying I said the party, and it was the delegates. That's correct. The delegates voted. And as far as I know about the OBA, I could be wrong, but it was their membership that voted. So delegates, membership, I don't know, we call them potato, but correct. Maybe the delegates weren't representative of the party membership. But it's important, in my opinion, it's extremely important for us to know these things. It is. And I'm not a political advisor, I'm no political expert, but what I am, well, not in Bermuda, but I'm a registered voter. Yeah, remember they removed me from the ballot in Bermuda. Not like it would have made a difference. My candidate always wins by like 90-something% anyway, right? But my point is, as a voter, you deserve to know. You deserve to know. We're going to bring Maya Palacio in for the Daily Hour news break. And after that, we have Nikki Fagan. Why would I say Nicole? I'm sorry, Nikki. Nikki Fagan coming up from Skyport. Folks, if you haven't checked them out, make sure you follow them on social media. They have a lot going on. Quick story before we bring Maya on. Well, I'm going to give you a joke because you didn't think I forgot your joke today. I know you like a little laugh, so I'm going to give you your joke. But story about the airport. So my niece is 10, I think. I can't keep up. After like 2 or 3, you forget. But I think she's 10. And she was excited. She said she was going to sing at the airport. And I didn't even know she was in a choir, right? So she was excited about it. So I'm looking forward to the conversation, how this idea came about. But the fact that children are excited about stuff like this is really, really something that warms my heart. So props to Skyport. But it is time for your joke of the day. Before we get to the joke, let's go. Suzanne Ingham says, transparency is vital. They work for me. I am not owned by a party. You have to earn my trust. I want transparency or no vote. Oh, indeed, Suzanne. Charles H. Jefferson responding to Michael Daniels says, transparency should be the foundation of any rebuild. Indeed. All right, Suzanne Ingham's ready for the joke, folks. You know what time it is. It's time for your Daily Hour joke of the day. Oh, folks, if the children are tuned in, I think this might be a little not PG. All right, here we go. Here's your. Let me look at the answer first. Hold on. Ow. I thought it was okay. Here we go. Get ready to laugh. What does Santa eat right before kissing Miss Claus? What does Santa eat right before kissing Miss Claus? Come on, audience. What does Santa eat right before kissing Miss Claus? Oh, boy. This is hilarious. All right. I'm going to give you the answer. What does Santa eat right before kissing Miss Claus? Ready? An ornament. Get it? Ornament. Mint. Stop. Oh boy, that was hilarious. You thought kissy chocolate. You thought kissy chocolate or something. Oh boy. That's hilarious. That was hilarious. Whew. Maya's ready for the news break. Let's bring Maya in because I'm gonna laugh all the way home today. All right, let's bring Maya in. Daily Hour news break. After that, we got Nikki Fagan.
Good morning.
Hey, Maya, you're not laughing.
No.
Oh, you didn't hear the joke?
I heard it, Jamal.
Oh, okay. Okay, I guess you didn't find that one funny.
Nah.
I mean,
you were like, it's not PG. And so I was like, okay, then. And then you said the answer, and I was like, that's completely PG.
You got to set it up, Maya. Gee. You know what? I thought I was making progress with my jokes,
That one was lame.
Okay, so I took a step back?
Yeah.
Okay.
You definitely did.
I'm coming back tomorrow. Somebody says, Suzanne Hingham says, happy Wednesday, man.
Thank you. Happy Wednesday to you too.
So Maya, can I say something before you start your news break?
Sure.
Okay. So Maya, last evening, you hung up on me. You said you got more important things to do. You said, no, I'm gonna go to game starting. That's what you said. That's what you done to me. And I try to follow for a bit. And I'm being honest with you, audience. Like, I'm being very honest with you. So I'm that person where when my team's down, I get anxiety. I'm honest. I do. My heart races. So I as I've gotten older, I just tune out. So once it happened, I just stopped following. I didn't want to see. So I was literally just waiting on people's statuses after to kind of share a result. I was heartbroken. But in these times, I think we face so much heartbreak. I think Flora's Gold, Dan Flora's Gold, took us on a high. And since then, we've gotten so close with the men's cricket 2 months ago and now this. And I just realized, man, when it comes to Bermuda and sports, it is such a roller coaster of emotions when you're vested. Such a roller coaster of emotions. But yeah, just wanted to share that. But folks, I just want to send love. And Maya's probably going to share more about that. And I didn't share the result with you all because Maya's probably going to share that as well.
Yes, definitely. I'll definitely leave that in. You know, I do sports at the end, so we'll leave that one for the end. But good morning, good morning. This is a Daily Hour news break brought to you by People's Pharmacy. Starting out the news this morning, police put out a report that murder suspects, plural, have been arrested. This happened on Friday, December the 1st, and police executed a firearm warrant at Smith's Parish residence as part of the ongoing investigation into the murder of Mr. Wilford Otterbridge Jr. So a 26-year-old male was arrested at the scene on suspicion of murder and items liable for seizure recovered. A second suspect, also another 26-year-old male who was being sought in connection with the murder of Mr. Otterbridge, was arrested when police officers assisted by the Royal Bermuda Regiment Coast Guard intercepted a vessel in Bermuda's waters shortly after 12:30 p.m. on the same day. So two in the same day. So both men were transported to the police station and they were released on bail pending further investigations. Now, a reminder that Mr. Wilford Otterbridge, a father of three, was shot while at his railway travel work residence around 9 p.m. on Tuesday, November the 21st, when he later succumbed to his injuries at the hospital. Now, alongside that, on Saturday, December the 2nd, so the following day after the two men were arrested, police executed a firearm warrant at a location in St. George's. 2 firearms were recovered, along with several rounds of ammunition, a quantity of suspected controlled drugs, and an amount of cash. In this incident, a 28-year-old male was arrested and bailed in relation to the seizure of those items as well. Now, please go on by saying if anyone has any more information on the murder of Wilford Otterbridge Jr. or the items that were recovered during this siege, please contact them at 211, speak to an officer that you know, or to Sergeant Odessa Phillip at 717-2193.
Yeah, props to the police for all of that work they're doing. And look, they need our help. We have a job to do to keep our community safe.
Mm-hmm. And just another glimpse into that, just reminded that the 3 males that were arrested were all under 30 years old, 26, 26, and 28. Staggering for a young group. In other news, the Premier, Honorable David Burt, and Finance Minister David Burt spoke at the Island Innovation Climate Action Summit at COP28. So yes, we know that he's out there in COP28. So he had a keynote address. The Premier shared that Bermuda has been proactive in its fight to protect and preserve our socio-economic systems. So he said that Bermuda is being recognized globally for developing blue economy programs, leveraging local renewable energy opportunities, and collaborating with other international partners to identify new pathways toward resilient building, end quote. Now, he has the whole entire keynote speech that could be found on gov.bm if you wish to read it all. And then the Premier does return home again on December 7th, so tomorrow, and the Deputy return on December 10th.
Good to know they're coming back to Bermuda.
And other news, this one's pretty amazing because the Hamilton Princeton Beach Club donated to Darwood Middle School. It says as part of Hamilton Princeton Beach Club's annual community partnership with a local school, the hotel furnished Darwood Middle School's M3 students with a new Chromebook laptops, a range of electronic appliances for use in their functional skills classroom, and a night of elegance at the hotel.
Well, that's nice.
Yeah. It was very nice of the school. And just some more follow-up things that you probably should know from government. They say that the Department of Immigration is pleased to advise employers and work permit holders that following the cyber attack on September 20th, the backlog of work permit applications awaiting decisions has been addressed. So those people who are waiting decisions in that arena should be hearing something very shortly from them.
Okay, cool.
And closing it out with two news sports, one great, one not so great. So last night we did see the Bermuda women's football team get defeated by Dominican Republic 2-0. It was a devastating, heartbreaking match. If you were tapped in and tuned into it, it was super aggressive, and there was a lot of bodies being flown around, a couple of yellow cards being given. I think it's because Dominican Republic knew for sure they had to win this. Bermuda, we just needed a draw of this game or to win it, and unfortunately we weren't able to do that. We had beaten the team before, but Dominican Republic did have a huge amount of goal difference from Bermuda, about 8, I believe. But again, Bermuda never got to play in the last game. It was hard. The team was obviously devastated. I got to speak to Coach Nikita Robertson after the game. Here's a quick clip of our conversation. You can find the full one on my website on media-mahai.com if you wish to tap in, but a lot was said, and here it is. Okay. Yeah. My next question for you was going to be whether or not you said anything to the players. What were the words that you said to them after that match?
Yeah, I mean, you're in the changing room, everyone's crying. Dominican is outside celebrating. You hear the loud screaming, and I just wanted to get them out of that space as fast as possible. And I told them, I said, feel this, feel it. I'm not going to tell you not to feel it. I'm okay. It's okay. It's okay. You have to feel this, but it's okay. You guys have had a great run. You had a better run than most expected us to have. And everybody's still proud of you, but feel this, because we all knew what was at stake. All right, we knew what was at stake, and it hurts. They hurt. It's a lot of what ifs. What if, as a coach, what if I did this? What if I did that? But we know where we're at, and we know where we're trying to be, and football can be a cruel game sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
No one that stepped on that field today stepped on that field with the intention of just going through the motions. Everybody had it in them to give everything, and everybody gave everything.
Yeah, hard loss.
I agree. I think you've got to feel it. You have to. For me, I want to feel what those players on the other team watch their excitement. It's going to hurt me. But if I want to feel that, I'm going to learn from being in this position. There people often quote, they say, you learn more from setbacks, right? And how you respond to them. Sir Alex Ferguson, the former great Man United coach, always said, he always told his players, losing's going to happen, but how we respond to it, that's what builds the character. That's what makes the champions. And so my hope is, just like for the Bermuda men's cricket team, for these young ladies, this is not the end. This is just an obstacle. This is a step. And you've got to keep building. You got to keep pushing. You got to keep going. We'll get there, but you cannot allow it to hold you back. Take it, emotionally, go through it. And then now, how do we become better?
Yep. And it's definitely hitting them harder because obviously this team hasn't lost a game in almost 11 matches. So it was, a new feeling for sure. Well, in some happier news with the football women in Bermuda, a tremendous 2-goal stretch in a 26-second span in the first half propelled Leilani Nesbitt and her top-ranked Florida State women's soccer teammates to a 5-1 win over number 2 seeded Stanford in front of a packed crowd. So Florida State have now won all 4 of their NCAA soccer titles since 2014, the 4 championships in a 10-year run. Their 5 goals are the most they've scored in a College Cup match, and it was the most scored by any team in a national championship since 2012. So big ups to Leilani Nesbitt and her team. She is the captain as well of her Florida State team. And here's a quick interview that was captured on social media that I just want to share with you guys about her reaction as soon as they won.
2 years ago in this game, national championship, they won the game. She didn't play in the game. And now this is her team. And she just won the national championship.
He took the words right out of my mouth. You are the captain of a title-winning squad, and you told me earlier that You knew that you had a job to get done, and you hadn't let all the emotions out quite yet, but now being on the stage, what are you feeling, Leilani?
It's unexplainable, obviously, college has been rough, man. College has been hard, and genuinely wouldn't have been able to do it with people who have believed in me, my teammates who have believed in me, and I am so grateful for them. I thank God for them every single day. I love them so much. Honestly, it's a bittersweet moment. So obviously, this is my last time in these threads, but to go out like this, it's an unforgettable moment. I got my family here. I got my family back home who supported me. It's cold, so it's like the allergies again. Whatever, but no, genuinely, this is an unforgettable game with an unforgettable group, and I am forever in debt to this program. So,
Leilani, guess.
Yeah, she Larry and I had the privilege of speaking to her some years ago, and in the state of Florida right now, there's a lot going on regarding Florida State University. And what they've been able to do is bring some of the energy down. So if you don't know, in college football, Florida State's undefeated, but they didn't make the playoffs. And so the governor has been reported is going to raise funds, asking for funds to basically have an investigation into the NCAA. My hope is that these women's accomplishment is not overlooked because, as you said, 4 championships in 10 years, that's not an easy feat in college level. So congratulations to her and her teammates. And I'm really excited for what's to come for her next.
Yeah, we hear the name a lot. Nesbitt has put on brilliant performances for her university, yes, and for Bermuda. So it's going to be an amazing journey for her football career, definitely. And what we're looking at right now for the weather, guys, a few sunny breaks with a chance of shower or two. Luckily, no gusts or winds that are going to be too dangerous today. And we got a high of 76 degrees.
All righty. Well, today is Days of the Year. It's actually Put on Your Own Shoes Day. Yeah. I don't know the history of this day. No one seems to know. But how do you celebrate this day? Well, if you are a parent or of small children, honor the day by letting them tie their own laces or put on their own shoes in time for school today. Well, that's probably already done. Also, we take for granted simply putting on shoes can be a little daunting for a toddler. December 6th is the perfect time for your little one to take the plunge. How great would it be if after this day they keep putting them on themselves? So also for adults, I get teased for wearing like beach shoes like on sand, and I'm like, nah, shoes would be to be worn outside. No, don't diss me. Anyway, Maya, thank you so much for today. Folks, don't go anywhere. We got Nikki Fagan coming up from Skyport. Maya, we'll see you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.
All right, Maya Palacio, folks. If you appreciated today's discussion, news break, give us a thumbs up, a love, a like. We're going to come right back after this break. Great conversation. Get your questions in because I think Bermuda has the most interesting, entertaining, and attractive airport in the world. You're going to find out why after this short break. Stick with us.
People's ACW, located at King Edward VII Memorial Hospital, carries over-the-counter medicines, toys, cards, and even toiletries. Our knowledgeable staff are there whether you're at emergency, visiting family, or a member of BHB staff, to show you our best even when you're feeling your worst. People's ACW, we're here for you.
Welcome to the new bulk store, Lindo's Next Level.
Hi there, welcome to Medical House. We're located at number 6 Bakery Lane. I can't wait to show you all of the great stuff that we carry. Come on inside, let's see. Let's kick it off in the footwear department. When it comes to footwear, we carry functional, comfortable, orthopedic, and waterproof shoes. We have construction shoes, golf shoes, shoes for walking, shoes for boating. We even have shoes for pickleball. We have shoes for everyone. With brands by Skechers, Atrax, Propay, Easy Street, Nursemates, Clogs, Avenger, Cherokee, Cat, Frog Talks, and DeWalt. The list goes on. Take a look at our workwear for construction workers and tradesmen. Durable, stretchable in all the right places and plenty of options for tools and accessories. Pair with our wide range of tough and comfortable footwear. You can't go wrong. Long days, long shifts, you no longer have to endure comfortable underwear. Designed by nurses, we now offer premium undergarments by Swoop that are unique, fun, comfortable, and functional. The only underwear you'll ever want to wear. Who says high-quality functional products can't be stylish and comfortable at the same time? Speaking of stylish, we also have top-quality running, walking, and workout apparel by Skechers in a variety of sizes for men and women. Cool, breathable, and dry. With our wide selection of Skechers footwear, you'll look great before, during, and after your workout. As you can see, Medical House really is a one-stop shop for everybody. We can't wait to see you.
You'll be surprised at everything we have to offer at our huge new retail and wholesale location on Bakery Lane.
All righty, welcome back to the big show. I'm Jamel Hartman. It's the Daily Hour brought to you by the BAC Group of Companies, Medical House, Lindos, and People's Pharmacy. Folks, please do not forget to subscribe on our website. Follow us on all of our social media channels to stay up to date with all that we have going on. Help us grow beyond the mic as we do our part to continue to improve our community. All right, without further ado, let's bring in our very special guest today. We've got our friend Nikki Fagan from, well, Skyport, Bermuda. Let's give her a warm TDH welcome, folks. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It's been so long. You're on mute. We can't hear you.
Good morning.
Well, good morning to you. It's been so long.
It has been a minute. It has been a minute. I feel like the last time I came here was I was talking about BDC.
Yeah. And now you're well, speak to us about what you do at Skyport, actually.
Well, over at Skyport, I am the official name is the head of brand development and communications.
Okay.
That's my official name. But what I really concentrate on doing is creating the experiences and managing the brand at Skyport and at Elevate International.
Okay. Sounds good. So I don't think people, again, when it comes to an airport terminal, people just think about going there to either travel or pick people up who have been traveling, but there's a lot going on. I think the first event I remember was last year, New Year's Eve. I think there was something at the airport. And so that was the first real thing I think people realized, oh, you can have events. And I remember Aaron Edelly coming on the show when the airport first began, the new terminal first opened, speaking about the kind of events you can have, weddings and so on. But I want to start, before we get into all of that, is I've seen people on social media, surprisingly, not complaining on these lists, but actually complimenting the Christmas tree. Like, wow, this is the biggest and best Christmas tree Bermuda's had. Like, Skyport, the airport's done it. Like, what has been the response? And was that kind of what you were going for?
Absolutely. So the thing is, last year I've been at Skyport for about a year now, and when I first got to Skyport, Aaron, who you just mentioned, the president at Skyport, had talked about creating an airport experience that was not just for the traveling public, but also for Bermuda. I mean, it's our airport, right? Mm-hmm. So creating a destination within the destination. And so this tree was something that we were like, how can we one up what we did last year, which was, last year's tree was about 22, 23 feet. Mm-hmm. And so we were kind of debating how could we top that. And so this tree, if you have not seen it, you must go see it. It's hard to even put into words how magnificent it is.
Wow, I can't wait to see it myself. And the fact that it's got people talking really is something special, because usually the most popular Christmas tree people talk about is the one at the Rockefeller every year. But we spoke about some of the exciting things that you're doing, and
Yeah.
again, it's really a true holiday experience that Skyport has created. And folks, if you have any questions about what they have going on, just send them through. We'll get through as many questions and comments as possible. But I read that there's a big carol off going on, and my niece told me on the weekend that she's singing at the airport. Tell us about the carol off. This sounds exciting.
So the Great Bermuda Carol Off. This is super exciting. Last year, if you remember, last year Christmas, we were just kind of getting across we were just dropping all of the regulations that kind of stopped the majority of people from traveling. And so the airport was still soft opened, I guess you could say that, right? People were not coming to the airport. So last year, I was trying to figure out a way to start to bring people back into the airport and really just know that we're open for business, right? And so last year I reached out to all the schools and I said to them, did they have choirs? They said they did have choirs, but of course practice had been limited. Things, they hadn't actually performed anywhere because we had just been through a whole pandemic. So I said, well, the airport's open, we've got space. So come on down. And so we did it for the first year last year, but it wasn't a competition. It was just an invite for the kids to come and sing and practice where they hadn't been able to practice before, be seen in front of people. And they hadn't been able to do that for the entire 2-3 years of the pandemic. So this year, the Carol Off has become a competition. I reached out to the schools in January right after last year's one, and I said to them, listen, we're gonna take it up a notch. What about if we do a competition and there is some money on the line? And they said absolutely. And so now we have 16 schools, 20 different bands, over 660 children going to be on the 11th, 13th, and 14th at the terminal singing their little hearts out. Wow. So exciting.
Wow. And if you don't mind, so is it going to be like a first place, second place, and third place for it?
So first place is $5,000 to the school's music program. Okay. Second place is $2,500 to the school's music program. And then the People's Choice, which we're going to invite everyone to vote on, will be $1,200 to the People's Choice, whoever the people think, is
I love it.
best.
I love it. And along with the students participating, we're going to have some very special guests, right?
We are going to have some special guests. Well, first of all, one of our special guests is going to be our judges, and Dale Butler has agreed to be our judge, and he's agreed to come back home to Bermuda and judge the competition for us. So we're super excited about that. In addition to that, we're going to have some adult singers to complement those little voices. And so on the Monday, we're going to have Original Live Wires, and he'll have a guest singer with him. On Wednesday, we're going to have Personal Statement featuring Pierre Simons. And then also on Wednesday, we're going to have Jesse Seymour and John Seymour. And then on Thursday, we're going to have Samantha Smith. So we are super excited at our lineup. We've got some big voices and some smaller voices, which are super big.
No, you have the best. And I mean, absolutely love all of those local entertainers. If I'm listening to you speak right now, I want to be in attendance. Who's invited? Like, who can attend? And what's the cost for the event?
So the event is absolutely free. You come if you are a Bermudian resident, if you are a visitor, if you are a traveling passenger, of course. Short-term parking is going to be free as well and available for all event attendees. So there is no excuse. There should be no parking issues. And if there's if short-term parking is full, then we'll just overflow into our staff parking.
Okay. But there's more, Nikki. It doesn't stop here. There's a lot more. Audience, there's more. Seriously. Holiday market.
So our holiday market, there are about 21 vendors that are going to be right alongside the kids. So the kids will be there they'll be singing from about 9:30 until 1:30 with an intermission in between. And the vendors will be there from 9 a.m. until 2 p.m. So you will get to experience 21 vendors during those 3 days. And I'm sorry, but you're going to have to come all 3 days because not all the vendors will be there all of the days. So no pressure there.
Okay.
And we have some great vendors too. We have some really great vendors.
Now, who are some of the vendors that'll be there off the top of your head?
So Art by El Shanti,
okay,
Strange Bird, Little Roots. We're gonna have Bermuda Brand Box, Inzuri, DeRosia.
Okay.
We're gonna have Sunkiss Hannah, Dutch Pops.
All right.
I mean, we've got tons. Dove and Butterfly.
Dove and Butterfly. Okay. And okay, this is an experience. I want to go back now. I want to go back. Why is the airport doing these kind of things? Why is it so important that Skyport and all those at the airport are actually doing these kind of things for the community?
Well, one of our one of the things that Skyport holds dear is our community giving, and so we give over $100,000 every year to the community, specifically to community initiatives that center around children. And so when we had reached out last year to, and for example, our signature event is the Skyport Magic Mile, right? And that gets about 900 children. Last year we set a record number of about 900 and something children that were affected by the Skyport Magic Mile that we support with Pacers. And last year when we reached out to the schools, we were really sad to find out that a lot of the schools don't actually have music programs or choirs or instrument teachers or anything like that to do with music. A lot of them didn't have it. And so we were like, no, that can't be. Music is fundamental to growth. And we wanted to be a part of filling that gap. And so this year we wanted to make it even bigger, even better, and put the money on the line because we wanted to make sure that we were helping to, these schools that possibly didn't have enriched programs in music or didn't have anything at all, that they would have the ability to enter into the competition and allow that money to be a foundation for music programs.
I actually only learned recently that they don't have gym like we used to have gym, and that music and art programs are not like what they used to. And I think with the Skyport Mile and this, you're actually doing, this is why I say people again, I always say empowerment versus charity. This is the empowering that you're doing. You see that gap and you're filling that, saying, no, we have no excuse not to have music or physical education. Here's what Skyport's going to do. And I say on behalf of everyone, thank you for doing that, because this is so important, like you just said, to quote you, for the development of young people. It is. It's like physical education and art and music are not places where you just relax. It can be a matter of success and failure for some. When people excel in these areas, we have to support them.
Absolutely.
Let's go to the comments, because before we go to the comments, for those who are unable to attend in person, it's going to be live streamed, right?
This will be live stream. Burn News will be live streaming it for us.
Okay, perfect. So folks, you have no excuse. And I know people are asking dates. We'll get to the dates. We'll wrap it up. We'll make sure you write that down and so on. We had Anika De Shield. She says the arts need to be in all schools. It makes for a well-rounded student. Agreed. And again, thank you to Skyport. Maya Palacio says arts and music are always underfunded. The amount those teachers spend out of pocket to provide is crazy. So thank you for this. Maya Palacio also says, yes, Strange Bird, I need to stock up. What are the dates again? Okay, Nikki, tell us the dates again.
So the dates are next week, Monday, the 11th, Wednesday, the 13th, and Thursday, the 14th.
All right. And we have an apology for you. Griselda Severin says, the only reason I regret traveling as it disallowed me from being a judge in the competition. Thank you for the invitation. Remember me for next year. I'll schedule my trip around it. And I want to touch on that as well. You mentioned Dale Butler, who is Mr. Community. I know many people may remember him as a politician, but he is probably more a community activist than he is a politician and an educator. Why is it so important to involve someone like him in this?
Well, we knew that he was a musical advocate, a reviewer. We knew that he had a passion for music. We also knew that he had a passion for the community and for children. And so, I mean, who else? Who else? Roselda as well. We as she said, we had reached out to her, but she was traveling during that time. But when we were considering judges, we really wanted the judges to align with our own kind of principles here at Skyport and the things that we believe in. And so that's why Dale just seemed like an absolute natural fit.
Yeah, indeed. I mean, at the end of the day, I think what you're doing is it's not just an airport. It's a community organization that is doing more than, making sure people experience have a great travel experience. So we appreciate it. Nikki, before you go, remind us of the important stuff, dates, times, and let us know some of the schools, not all, because it's a lot. I can give them the list. We can share it on our social media, and even some of the schools, because folks, even if you don't have like a child or family, friends involved, go rep your school. Go rep your school.
Yeah. Speaking of repping schools, let me just say, because this tree that we have that the children are going to be singing in front of, this tree has caused a little bit of controversy, right? Because we have issued a challenge to the Corporation of Hamilton in regards to who had the biggest tree. I think they have conceded now that we at LF Wade International do have the biggest tree. And so what CEO Keynes and Mayor Gosling have done in accepting the challenge, I know means that next year it's going to get a little spicy. They're going to try and get a bigger tree, right? We of course have a ceiling. They don't, but we're going to figure out a way to get our tree bigger, right? We're going to continue this little war that's going on. So yeah. And so, Bermuda Institute is performing on the Thursday. And so, it's possible that CEO Keynes will be down there representing his alma mater.
All right. I must ask, is Cedar Bridge going to be performing?
Cedar Bridge is not.
All right. Okay, let me go to another school.
Bridge is not. But the Barclay Institute will be.
Barclay folks, are any Barclay folks in the audience? They come hard, right? Any the Barclay folks in the crowd? Prospect.
No.
All right. You know what that means? I have to Skyport myself.
That's what it means.
I have to go out and give $1 to my schools. I'm serious, folks. I'm like, we've got to talk about this, but I appreciate it. And the Barclays showing up. Look, you called them out, Nikki. They hit. I have to ask. Is Work Academy in his house?
Work Academy is there. And listen, I mean, a good thing I'm not a judge because Work Academy is my alma mater. So Work Academy will be in the house.
All right. Okay. All right. Well, I love this, honestly, Nikki. I really, really appreciate what you all are doing. Love the work that you're doing. I completely admire how you've gone down to Skyport and just up the ante. Please do not be a stranger because you all have so much going on, especially when is the Skyport Mile? That's early in the year, right?
Yeah, so Skyport Mile will be Feb March.
Okay, right? Yeah, around that, yes, late winter. Please let us know what we can do then. But folks, do not forget the dates.
It is the December the 11th.
11th, 13th, 14th.
And 14th. And you're all fully invited. Listen, we have a section as well. We've invited all of the senior homes and care facilities down as well. So we're going to have a section of seats and a space there to accommodate them. And so we want you to be there. This is your airport. We want you to be in the building, not just when you're traveling, but also when we have community events like this. And the kids have been practicing really hard. So
we have a couple questions. So Northland's primary Karen Simmons says, Jamel, what about Northam's primary? They are super. Will they be there? They will be there on the 11th, I believe. And then we had someone asking about Barclay. I believe they were on the Thursday, the 14th. The Barclay Institute, the green and gold. Yeah, oh, you people. All right, so folks, you can check. Where can they check out the schedule? Where can they go to see the schedule?
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to post the schedule to our site today, and I will post, I have been posting it in our stories on Instagram, and also as people comment on the Burn News articles, I have been putting it there, but I will put it in a solid place on our site, and I will put it on our Instagram as well, the Skyport Instagram, and so that you can have a downloadable reference to the schedule.
Right. And this is a good question. Paulie Rich is asking, what's the hours of the airport if I just want to see the tree? Again, it's like people fly to New York just to see the tree at Rockefeller Center. Like, you may have created something, but can people just come in at any time and take a picture?
Yes, come. Like when the airport is open at 6 in the morning, you can come and sit in the tree, come spend some time with the tree. Come, there's a white couch there, a little settee. You can sit there and take in the beauty of the tree, and you can do that right up until our last flight at night when the airport is, until the airport closes. Spend some time with the tree.
All right,
it's
cool.
The biggest tree in Bermuda.
I like how you keep saying that. You got someone showing you some love out there. Best creative director ever. Keep up the good work. Oh, and Nikki is amazing. Trust me, Nikki. Thank you so much for making time for us and coming on and discussing this. I can't wait to see the tree and get my selfie, in front of it when I get to. And Maya, please take a picture in front of the tree next week for us, please. Thank you. All right, Nikki, have a great one. We'll be in touch.
Guys.
All right, Nikki Fagan, Skyport, please, if you appreciated that conversation, please give us a thumbs up, a love, a like. Folks, go and support these young people. Go and support these young people. I literally want to hear how this was jam-packed, full of support. Just support your alma mater. If you don't have anyone involved, get out there. We cannot say there's nothing to do in Bermuda when there are people like Nikki and Skyport who are literally creating things that we wouldn't even thought to do 10 years ago, 5 years ago, 3 years ago. Don't go anywhere. I have a prize for someone. I'm going to do a giveaway. Whoever get the first person to get the answer right on my screen will get the prize for today. For today's Daily Play. So stick with us. Do not go anywhere. We'll be right back after this.
Ordering from ER Fisheries has just gotten simpler. With just a few clicks of a button, you can place an order for next day delivery or same day pickup. Our ever-expanding list of offerings now include grocery pantry items, specialty meats, and bread and dairy items. We know things have been hard, and we're here to make planning for your next meal or party easy. Whether you're a vegetarian or a meat eater, we have what you're looking for. And best of all, it can be delivered to your door in 24 hours or less. Go to www.erfisheries.bm and check out our wide range of seafood, beef, lamb, pork, poultry, fruits, vegetables, and plant-based products, all available at reasonable prices. That's www.erfisheries.bm.
All right, folks. Again, if you appreciated today's conversation, give us a thumbs up, a love, a like. Thanks again to Nikki Fagan and the great folks at Skyport. Folks, honestly, who would have thought to create these kind of experiences at the airport terminal? It's brilliant, and it's everything our community needs, especially with everything that's going on. All right. Thanks again to our partners, the BAC Group of Companies, Medicals, Lindos, and People's Pharmacy, for ensuring that we can do this with you on a daily basis. It is time for the Daily Play, brought to you by Bermuda Trivia, now available at stores throughout Bermuda. Follow Bermuda Trivia, Volume 2, all 5 volumes. If you don't have all 5 volumes, they are now available at stores throughout Bermuda. So follow Bermuda Trivia on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok to find out why it's Bermuda's favorite trivia game. Audience, here it goes. Question. What country is credited with creating eggnog? No, Auntie Karen Simmons, it is not Germany. And I guess everyone's Googling. No, it is not Britain. Suzanne Ingham says, I don't know that one. No prize for me. It is, in fact, the USA, Anika De Shields, who is credited. They are credited with creating eggnog. The USA, honestly, nothing ever seems to be created in the US. So when it comes, you go back in time. So that's why I was shocked by the answer as well. So yeah, the USA. Folks, Anika, please send an email to engage@thedailyhour.com. Please send it today. Someone will respond to you. Suzanne Ingham says, the prize is for me. I never got the last one. If you never got your last one, you should have. Someone, when you email engage@thedailyhour.com, someone will respond with a link. You fill that out and someone should be in touch with you. If you would like to email me directly, it's jamal@bermudacommunications.com. But send an email to engage@thedailyhour.com. Someone should be in touch with you for your winnings. So Anika, send your email. Audience, please congratulate Anika for getting today's answer right. Let's wrap up today, though. We started off by talking about transparency. At the end of the day, Sherry actually mentions transparency a lot, right? That's her word, her go-to word. In an honest society, integrity is paramount. It's needed. We cannot act with exclusivity if we're trying to gain support of the people. My only words to the One Bermuda Alliance are do better. My words to anyone who's seeking public support: give more information to those you're looking to get support from, to eliminate the need for them to ask questions. As far as the airport and Nikki Fagan, I'll say it again. This is how community works. You saw a problem. You see that some schools are not having their music programs funded. As I mentioned, people are saying that gym isn't what it used to be. They don't do gym every term anymore. This is how community works. Community fills those gaps. Community says, no, we have a problem with this. Let's fix it. I am grateful because Skyport doesn't have to do any of this. All Skyport has to do is maintain an airport. Thank you. Thank you. And I hope that every last person who was tuned into this show not only goes to see the Christmas tree and supports the young people down there singing, but my hope is that you take others with you. Because what do I ask you to do? Share this link with your friends, your family, your colleagues. These are the community conversations that are going to improve Bermuda, one conversation at a time. All right, it's time for the daily inspiration brought to you by ER Fisheries, right? I want to share this quote, and I believe this is from Dr. Martin Luther King. It says, a genuine leader is not a searcher for consensus, but a molder of consensus. On that note, folks, please don't forget to subscribe on our website. Follow us on all of our social media channels to stay up to date with all that we have going on. Help us grow beyond the mic as we do our part to continue to improve our community. Thanks again to our partners, the BAC Group of Companies, Medical House, Lindos, and People's Pharmacy, for ensuring that we're able to do this with you on a daily basis. As always, we appreciate you, we love you, and we thank you for making us part of your daily routine. If all goes well, we'll be back to do this again with you tomorrow. I'm Jamal Hartman. Please do make it a safe and a great day. I am out. Peace.